Yes, that's why it says test. That's why it says test. I'm trying to fix it, but I'm not having any luck right now. I don't know why so many people are watching. I do not have a computer right now, so doing anything with this is incredibly difficult and annoying. I don't know when or if my computer will get fixed. My friend and I have been working on it for like over a week now, and we basically have made no progress. So, I'm not in the best mood right now. I'm not in the best mood at all at the moment. It's probably a lot more money and a lot more stress coming my way. And I've actually felt very exhausted. Why can't you just go find it yourself? It's not hard to find. Just look it up. I can't tell you where to find it. And you're not interested in what I'm doing. You just want help with something that's unrelated. It's easy to find. You just gotta look a little bit harder. It's a hardware issue. The computer is turning itself off. Well, you're coming in here and asking for ROM downloads, and I can't tell you where to find that. I really can't help you. What I can say is go look for the ROMs Reddits. Just type in ROMs Reddits. There should be a mega thread in there, and you should be able to find it. But that's all the help that I can give you. If you're expecting me to post a link in the chat right now while I'm under a fuck ton of stress because my source of income doesn't work, I'm not going to be able to do that for you. But you can go look at the ROMs Reddits, and that's all I'm going to be able to tell you. It should be easy to figure it out from there. Let's go to the ROMs Reddit. I don't even have a mouse and keyboard right now, dude. You're asking at the wrong time. But yeah, you need to find the patch, and you need to find the DLC. Because the DLC and the patch need to both be installed, and then you just do that once. But yeah, just look for the ROMs Reddit. That's the best thing I can tell you right now. Even if I wanted to be stupid and post ROM links on my stream, I cannot right now because I don't have a keyboard. I'm nerfed in power right now, okay? My power level is nerfed. I do not have a hardcore content creator PC right now. The computer is basically a brick. So it's really going to limit what I can do. It's a hardware issue. Basically, it started turning itself off. I got back from working at my neighbor's house. This was like a week and a half ago now. This saga's been going on for a while. And it turned itself off. And when I tried to turn it back on, it kept booting into BIOS over and over. So naturally, I had a major anxiety attack. I had a friend help me. I managed to get back into Windows, but it keeps turning itself off. So the C drive has a bad block, and also, right now, he even reapplied the thermal paste, and as soon as he goes into Windows, it turns off. We don't know why. The BIOS is saying that the CPU is overheating, which makes no sense because it's not doing anything. Now, he got Windows to repair the C drive, but as soon as he did that, it turned itself off again. And that's basically all the information I have. So the computer is bricked. I cannot use it. I could barely even use it to like make a notepad. Make a notepad file or something. If I wanted to like type a shopping list or something, I could not even reliably do that right now. So it's effectively bricked. So it's not the motherboard because it's booting into BIOS. It's not the processor because it's turning itself off, which is a safety measure so that it doesn't blow up. So we know we can rule out those things, but whatever the case is, it just keeps saying it's overheating, and we have no idea why, because he reseated it. I'm going to assume it is, yes. It's at my friend's house right now. I don't even have my computer. It's at his house. I would have to ask him, but I'm going to assume yes. He dusted it out, he installed the new NVMe, and he got that far, and then it just keeps turning itself off. So I'm very anxious right now. Because as we all know how much I have to ask for help all the time, I don't have a lot of money. So having this happen is very traumatic and stressful. I'm not a rich content creator. I might have a content creator computer, but I make like basically no money. So having this kind of thing happen is immensely stressful. I do not have the luck to have a lot of exposure on here and make thousands of dollars, even though I've been doing this for a really long time. So, it's not an easy fix. I'm going to assume it's running. I'll have him look into that, but I'm pretty sure he would have checked that. I'm going to say no. The CPU is only a year old. I sure as hell hope it's not either of those things, because I do not have the money. Well, everything that's in there right now that is not a storage device is not even a year old, so I'm going to say I highly doubt that. It's all new stuff. I replaced almost everything in there last year. So, I really doubt that. I mean, I guess there's a possibility, but I think it's a pretty statistically low one. Yeah, it's possible I might need to go to a professional, which I don't want to do because I don't have the money. And I'm still paying off the power supply because the power supply went out last month. Power supply stopped working. The power supply was very old, yes, admittedly. I was negligent with my power supply and I didn't replace it, so the computer started acting up. But after I replaced it, everything was fine. It just kind of started doing this randomly. Like I said, he replaced the thermal paste and it's still doing it. If you have any suggestions, you're more than welcome to suggest them. Ideally, stuff that doesn't cost money, but... if any of you have any suggestions, you're more than welcome to ask. So my friend Tech Savvy, yes. The computer is defying all logic right now. And I don't want to have to go through a professional because I'm already spending a ton of money on this, but it's possible that I might have to. No, he knows what he's doing. It's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. If that's what you're asking. He knows what he's doing. But sometimes computers aren't very good at telling us when they're sick. So they do not give us the information I need. Yes, this is a person that he has a 4090 and he does professional streaming, so he knows what he's doing. It's possible he just made a rookie mistake, but he reseated it the thermal paste and it's still doing it, so I don't really have much more information than that. But yeah, it's been immensely stressful dealing with all this. One of the things I gotta do in a few hours is call the computer shop and see if... Well, I hope it's neither of those, because I sure don't have the money. Yeah, but why would it start doing that randomly? It was fine before. It just kind of randomly started doing that. And then he reapplied the thermal paste and it's still doing it. Which makes no sense. That should just have been the end of the issue. overheating as soon as he turns it on. That's the problem. As soon as it gets into Windows, it turns off. And when he starts doing if he does get into Windows, and he starts doing anything, which right now is trying to clone my C drive. It's saying the CPU is overheating in the BIOS, apparently. Yes. I really don't want to have to pay any more money than I already am. Because I really don't make much. I'm already still paying off the power supply and still paying off the power supply because that went bad too. Everything broke at once. Well, is that an easy thing to fix? Just tell me if that's an easy thing to fix, because I don't want to have to spend any more money. It's already been like over $2,000 in this computer at this point. Somebody that lives on a fixed income and has no money, that's fucking catastrophic. I do not have a lot of money. I am flat broke perpetually. And if stuff like this keeps happening, it's just gonna get worse. So, is that an easy thing to fix? That's what I want to know at this point. Something that can actually be fixed without spending hundreds of dollars that I don't have. I have to buy another processor. I'm going to be furious. That thing hasn't even lasted a year. Case spams are working. I will ask him to do that. I'll ask him to do that. It's gonna be a while until he wakes up, but I'll ask him. Yeah, I'll try that. I'll ask him to try that. Maybe that will fix it. Thank you for your help. No, the case fans are working. I know for a fact they're working. I don't think the processor itself is faulty. The worst it could be is the fan. Because it's still turning itself off, right? That means that it's working. It's working for the most part. Because if it wasn't working, it wouldn't even do that. And I doubt it's the motherboard because he's able to get into the BIOS. So that at least partially rules out the worst stuff that it could be. Still don't know why it's happening. Just kind of started doing it randomly. Yeah, but that doesn't really explain why the moment that he starts trying to do anything on it, it just shuts off. Like, yes, he is trying to clone the C drive, but it shouldn't do that right away. I mean, I've rendered videos on the thing before. I've done way more intensive stuff, and it was fine. And then just last week, it started just doing this. I don't know why. So, I'm going to go ahead and screenshot everything that you posted and send that to him, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I gotta take it easy. I have been under a ton of stress from all this. I mean, I think it's warranted to be stressed out when your secondary source of income stops working. Yeah, thank you for your help. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to get some rest or maybe go get some breakfast or something. And I'll probably play some pixel art games later, because I have zero patience for tech support right now. I'm very mentally exhausted, which makes me physically exhausted. So I need to take it easy a bit. But thank you for your help. I have taken a screenshot of everything you posted, and hopefully we'll get an answer. But yeah, I have a new game to play that should work. Actually, let's try this really quick before I go. Let's see if this works. Some game with VTubers that plays like Mega Man Zero, which is a really weird combination, but whatever. I can't stand VTubers, but I like Mega Man. Yeah, I kind of just need to take it easy. I felt very tired. My whole body was hurting, because that's what happens when you're clinically anxious. You get physical pain when you don't feel well mentally. So, that's not fun. So until there's at least an answer, I do have some friends that would... I do have some people, including you guys, that would probably help if worst case scenario I need to replace something. But right now we can't even diagnose what's wrong. So, I don't know how much that's going to help. And I would prefer it didn't come to that. I would prefer it didn't come to that. I didn't have to beg for help to replace something, but there is a very real possibility that that's going to happen. I hope not, but the motherboard actually should still be under warranty, so I haven't done any modifications to it, so there's that at least. I don't know how long the warranty is for motherboards and processors, but I've only had it since last December, so it hasn't even been a year. So it's probably going to be a pain in the ass to get them to actually replace it if it does come to that, but I hadn't really thought of that possibility. Like, it hasn't... If it's going to do this now, it would be better than when it's not under warranty. So, I'll have to see about that. I've still got the box for the motherboard, so if it comes to that, as long as it's not like 6 months or something crazy like that. Well, I seriously doubt it's 6 months. Up to 3 years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's got at least a year warranty. But I'll have to call my, I'll have to call the professionals later. Well, if it's minimum a year, then I should still be covered, hopefully. But you know how much of a pain in the ass they make it to get stuff replaced. You gotta do like a priestess sacrifice to get them to replace their stuff that broke. But that is a possibility too. The cooler might also be broken. I'm thinking the cooler might be broken, which I don't know if that's under warranty either. I'll have to wait until I can call my, until I can call the repair shop. Well, can I repair the CPU fan by itself? Or no? Like, can I repair that myself, or do I have to go through this whole process? 'Cause I'm really trying to curb my anxiety right now. I'm under a ton of stress. Maybe he didn't put it on properly, or what? I'm hoping to hear some good news. Yeah, I will. That's actually very useful information. Thank you for that. Could he maybe just like air out the fan, maybe it would work? Game volume too high. Is that better? Could he possibly just air out the fan and have that make it work? Like just clean out the fan and maybe it'll just start working? I'm hoping he say yes. I'm not quite sure. Alright. You're really helping a lot, thank you. Yeah, I'll have him try that when he wakes up. Maybe that will be all it takes. I kind of seriously doubt it, but the computer was pretty good. Thank you so much for your help. A lot of people wish that they could donate, but can't. What you're doing is very helpful too, so thank you. Especially when you have clinical anxiety. Sound back on. Let's see if I can lower it. How's that? Can you hear me now? Okay, I'm going to demonstrate what this game got right that Mega Man 11 didn't. And if you guys are Mega Man fans, you'll pick up on it right away. That's what it got right. You know when Mega Man 11, when you go through a door like this, he drops like a rock. He doesn't do the cool thing where he stays in the air. This is an authentic Mega Man clone, because they got that very important part right. I started playing this off stream earlier. I'm like, wow, they really did their homework. Yeah, this game is solid. I can't stand VTubers or screaming anime girls, but this game is solid. I think what makes this game really cool is that they're actually doing something unique with being a Mega Man clone. Because most indie games that clone Mega Man, they clone the original, which means that they're like not mechanically interesting because they like don't even have the slide. A lot of them feel like Mega Man 1 or 2. They don't feel like 3 and onwards. There's also like not really Mega Man X clones either. There's the roguelike games 20XX and 30XX, which are the closest you'll get. And then Battle Network. For Battle Network, there's One Step from Eden and Duelists of Eden, which are basically Battle Network clones. But like for Mega Man Zero clones, this is the only one there is. But yeah, this game is solid. I kind of had to get past the whole screaming anime girl thing because I'm not into that. I'm not into VTubers either. VTubers legit creep me out the way their faces move and stuff. I'm very impressed with this game mechanically. I think the theme of it is lame, just screaming anime girl VTubers is lowest hanging fruit to get people to play your game. But in terms of actually making a Mega Man Zero clone and being the only one that's actually released, this game is very solid. It really does feel like Mega Man 05, but with worse characters. I hope having the weeb bait of screaming VTubers works, but gameplay-wise, they definitely delivered way more than I thought they would. Because I was not expecting this to be as solid as it is. I played a lot of Mega Man Zero, so you can take my words to heart. I played a ton of Mega Man Zero. Mostly, like, 1, 3, and 4 I played the most. I didn't play 2 that much. But yeah, this game feels like, despite being a clone of something, it actually is doing something original. Most Mega Man clones are very vanilla. They have, like, nothing really interesting about them. They're like functional games, but they're not interesting because a lot of them try to be like Mega Man 1 or 2, which means that there's no slide, there's no like charge buster or anything. I find those games very boring. This is like actually legit. I'm surprised at how good it is. The problem with the Zero games is that they decided to make the first one into like a Grand Theft Auto kind of Metroidvania where there's like missions that you have to beat and stuff, which doesn't work. The first Mega Man Zero is very grindy and frustrating for all the wrong reasons. You have to grind for your moveset, you have to grind... You have to grind for your moveset, you have to grind missions. You can't just, like, go through a level like this. Which is why a lot of people hated the first if you want to play one, I recommend the collection, because the collection has an easy mode that lets you skip the grinding. You don't have to do the grinding. Actually helps a lot. So I would recommend that if you just want to try the game and check out the story. Mega Man Zero games actually have a much better story than X or Classic. So if you want to check out the story, I recommend doing that. Because otherwise you're just going to have to do a bunch of stuff. It's not fun. Zero One for some reason decides you need to grind for like basic functionality. It's kind of like a lot of modern games now where you can't even like dodge or have like invincibility when you dodge without grinding. Really random thing to have go wrong when you're designing a game. It's like, hey, you need to grind for that now. Why? The Legacy Collection, yeah. It has something called Remover Mode, which removes the grinding. I don't know what to do. I missed something. Yeah, most people that play Zero One prior to the collection, meaning people that were playing on the DS or just a WoW, what they would do is just grind at the beginning. There's these turrets that respawn, and people would grind them for like 20-30 minutes or something. I don't know exactly how long it took, but it took a long time. People would do that just to get their full power. It kind of shows you how flawed that game is. I think you have to do that. you can't even do a triple slash combo in that game. It's a weird thing to make you grind for. The game was kind of ahead of its time, honestly, because video games make you do that a lot more. You can't, like, have invincibility on your dodge or something unless you do grinding. It's like, your character should have that at the start. Like, the progression should be, like, actual interesting stuff, not basic stuff that you just want the character to have. Yeah, it's a major problem with that game. The collection mixes. Just for the sake of having it. Yeah, the problem with 0-1 is that you do get some new stuff. You know, the charge slash was something that you didn't have in any of the X games. Like, that was cool. And then also the 0 games have the combo system, which makes your moveset matter more, meaning you can use more of it on bosses. But you do spend a disproportionate amount of time grinding in 0-1 just to get like a 3-hit combo. You start with 1 slash, which is like, why do I need to grind for this? He was able to do this in the previous games without grinding. He feels really gimped. Yeah, the Rookie Hunter mode fixes that, so if you want to play it, I recommend just turning that on. It won't fix the fact that you don't go through, like, actual levels, but at least it removes the grind, so... 0 games, unlike the other Mega Man games, actually has a story worth reading, so... I think it's worth it, personally. You can get the story and try the game and see if you like it. And then the other ones are kind of just normal Mega Man games without any gimmicks for the most part, so... But yeah, I remember when that game came out, and I got a lot of criticism for that. Very awkward game. It's just interesting because for people that like actually play Mega Man games that have good taste, pretty much Mega Man 03 is at the top of everyone's tier list. It's for people that have stuck around with Mega Man through the dark ages of getting no games and stuff, and shit games like Mega Man X7. It's considered to be the best Mega Man game ever made by a lot of people. But then you look at the first game and you wonder how they got there, because the first game is a mess. The first game is very experimental. I get that Mega Man in particular had a lot of franchise fatigue from making like 20 sequels, but they didn't try to change the formula in good ways. It's ironic because after the Zero series they did ZX, which had the same problem. It had Metroidvania open world design, but it had a fucking awful map that was barely functional. And like the gameplay was really fun. They did make some pretty interesting changes to it, like you could transform into other characters and you had like different forms and more moves to work with and stuff, but then the map was terrible. It was very easy to get lost. And it just made you wonder why they made that mistake again, because that was the biggest complaint about Zero One, was having to grind and then just not having regular Mega Man levels. ZX Advent was a lot more player-friendly, but it suffered from having the transformation gimmick get like really bad because you had to use it to just solve puzzles, and most of them sucked in combat, so it felt very tacked on. It's like, you know, the game doesn't really need this, right? If you're gonna let me transform into bosses, they should actually be useful in combat, but the way that ZX Advent works is basically you only want to use your human forms. Transforming into the bosses is actively handicapping yourself. They're only good for solving puzzles, which is not interesting. You don't really play these games to solve puzzles. You play them to kill stuff and go fast, and show off by not getting hit. And the bosses do not allow you to do that in any capacity. It's a shame, really. Let's see what this new X move I got is. Oh, I get an air dash. Alright folks, well, I'm gonna go get some rest. We'll play through the rest of this later today. I will relay all that information to him, so thank you for watching. I think I'm actually gonna walk and go get some hash browns or something. When I get anxious like this, I get stressed. I need to eat more. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This is streaming just fine. The other games are kind of choppy. I'll try to get the game capture source working later, but I think for now I'm just gonna stick with games that just work. Because I'm under a metric ass ton of stress right now. And, thanks to your help, maybe things will actually work. But for now, I'm gonna go. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for helping. Probably catch you guys in a couple hours. I'm actually really enjoying this game. And I'm a very tough critic because I grew up with Mega Man and I've played pretty much all the games. And I think that this is a very respectable Mega Man Zero clone, which there are none of, by the way. There's been a couple Mega Man Zero fan games, but none of them actually released. So the fact that they actually made an original one with original sprites and music and art and stuff is pretty cool, even though I'm not into the whole